September is World Suicide Prevention Month. Here at Mind Bus, every 10th of September, we come together to commemorate World Suicide Prevention. Facts: over 700,000 people die of suicide every year. That means one person dying in every 45 seconds. Davin, would you please tell us something about suicide?
Yes, in a certain study, a total of 8.15 of the students have had at least a suicide plan. And I have a feeling this comes up with a number of causes, like financial stress. Many of the students, many youth, many people out there have financial issues, and instead of finding ways to seek help and grow their finances or get out of their economic baggage, they end up dying by suicide. Another could be the poor relationships that they have. We are in a generation where people do not know how to maintain relationships with their parents, with their friends. So when they end up getting issues, instead of talking to the people they know or talking to their friends, they resort to dying by suicide as a solution to their problems. And then high family expectations. I have a friend who told me how the man was telling him he has a good job, he's getting a good pay, why doesn't he get married? And the pressure was so high. And I think it's just an expectation in the African context that you're married, you've studied, you're now working, so get married, you get. But some people are not ready. Our ready time is not the same. So for him, he sought help because it had caused him a lot of stress. So what about the very many people out there who do not seek help? You realize that some of them will resort to different methods and others end up dying by suicide.
Adding on that, I think we have false cultural beliefs. Many tribes in our societies think that maybe if our ancestors committed suicide, it can be a solution. Okay, they think this thing is a bit inherited or something like that. So when they get problems, they think maybe I can commit suicide so that I can get away from everything.
I would say substance abuse is also among the major causes causing suicide. In terms of overdose and others misusing alcohol, you just find out someone committing up suicide.
I'd also like to talk about bullying. I personally, I was a victim of bullying. So it was very sad. Like, when I was still in high school, a teacher found my diary and actually read it in front of the whole class. You don't know how I felt. It was really sad. And then now I had to be taken to the disciplinary committee. I was really ashamed to the extent that I overdosed on drugs actually. So that to end everything, because everyone was like my uncle was the deputy HM. So my cousin was like, you really disappointed us. Like, you really embarrassed our dad and all that. So I felt like maybe I should die in order, like, to take away the embarrassment, something of that sort.
Away from the causes, maybe we can talk about the signs of suicide. Recently, I came across a tweet where someone was saying you cannot tell or we cannot see our loved ones when they are losing it or when they want to commit suicide. And maybe we can talk about a few signs of suicide. One is giving away someone's property. There are those possessions which are precious and important to our lives. For example, maybe land, phones, personal phones, something precious to you. So when you see this person giving out these things, you may ask why. Maybe you can sit them down to know the reasons behind. Some people, it might be a good thing or they just want it, but at times, these people may be thinking about taking their lives so that these properties go out to some people who need them. And then maybe I can think of extreme mood swings. We have those people who are ever happy, jolly, connecting with other people, but sometimes they can withdraw and become introverts or isolate themselves from others. At least you can know someone who has been happy and this person is a bit distant from friends and family. You may not know this person might want or might be wanting to take his or her life. So maybe we need to concentrate on that.
Yeah, and then also you can listen to what people say. You'll find that people keep on saying, oh, I'm tired of this. Oh, I just want all this to end. It may seem that like casual talk, but usually such people have suicidal ideations. And then also when someone is too peaceful, and you can't explain where the peace has come from, you need to question. Because if a person has been going through a very stressful situation, and then out of a blue, they're just peaceful, they're just happy. In most cases, such people have found peace in death. So you need to question why out of a blue are they too peaceful, You can help them in that way.
Okay, with all that being said, Trivias, why do you think some people don't actually go through with their plans of committing suicide?
In my own understanding, I guess religious perspective of it has done more good because people take it in this perspective of when someone commits suicide, they die with the sin. So people going to churches and other religious leaders, we tend to eliminate that into our minds. Another thing is we tend to do more of counseling. Like when you go ahead to talk to people, or when someone seeks help from the people, like you find out that there's limited or reduced process of committing suicide. Another thing could be about someone getting the solutions to the problems that they were planning on committing suicide. Now let's assume someone's cause was about financial issues, and all of a sudden there was that financial support coming in. You find out that someone will be not tempted to do that.
Adding on that, I have a short story where someone was saying this person was about to commit suicide, and in that process, like this person's child called from school and was like, Daddy, I don't have what to eat, I don't have money, and in that process, this person stopped and was like, if I die now, who will take care of my kid? So I think the fear of disappointing their family members and people around them makes them change their minds about committing suicide.
Yeah, to add on that, I'm just going to give you a simple example. Like someone might want to commit suicide because everyone around them is negative judging. But if one person comes out and decides to be positive with them and shows them that they are really loved and shows them that there is nothing special about what they have done, that everything is normal, because sometimes you feel overwhelmed, you feel like a situation is too bad, but when someone comes out, someone who isn't judgmental actually, someone who is going to show you that you can still live on, someone to show you that life is actually good, that can also make you change your mind.
Yeah, we've listened what we have to say about ourselves, but now we have reactions from the people on the streets. We went to the streets and asked different people randomly on what they think about suicide and what methods they know, different questions on suicide. And yeah, we are going to look at their reactions and give our feedback of what they said.
Yes, we are here on the streets, so we're about to do a survey about mental health issues, and today our topic will be suicide. We want to know, what do people think about suicide? Like, how do they think we can prevent suicide? So we're going to hear from different people giving us just their thoughts about suicide. All right, let's go. What are your thoughts about suicide?
Suicide. I think suicide is something that comes into any person's mind whenever you reach a point ngolaba toyina oda ngolaba buli kimu ense kusobedde buli wamu, you have dates, the landlord, the kids, so anything that comes into your mind is suicide. Kale, it shouldn't be suicide in particular. There are some things, and I think suicide is mainly caused by a lot of poverty and problems. So because even me, I've ever thought of committing suicide. Naira obango enamu ku mind ogamba now, why would I commit suicide? Why would I commit suicide? Ebizibu era bijamala biveewo. So but I think a lot of people have ever thought about committing suicide because of the problems they face, because of poverty, because of ngolaba toyina wodda ngense kusobedde obwavu bungi. I think obwavu is the main cause of poverty. But some of them who are mad, who commit suicide because of love. That is foolish, but I don't know. So that's what I think about suicide. I think it is not a right thing. Those are such a but people who do it have different reasons why they do it. That's what I think personally.
What do you think are the common methods of suicide? Engeri ki ze mumanyi omuntu zasobola okujjawo obulamu bwe?
Ze tumanyi esobola okujjawo obulamu bwe. Kyasobola okozesa okwetaba.
Ebintu ng'ebyo.
Akozesa omuguwa. Asobola okozesa omuguwa ne yeetuga ne yetta. Kitegeera. Akozesa omuguwa. Asobola okozesa ng'obwo obutwa. Nanywa obutwa obwo. Kitegeera.
Ebintu ng'ebyo.
Ebintu ng'ebyo.
Ng'olowooza ki?
Nze kye ndowooza era ziri ensonga nnyingi naye era nja kuwaako emu. Abantu abasinga era balina emitima ate okozesa ekiso ne yetta. Neyeefumita ekiso ne yetta. Oba namira kale ekintu kyonna nga coins bwebityo kale nga mmeto. Bintu ebiringa mmeto ne yetta.
Asotambula n'agenda n'atuuka ng'eyo mu kisenyi n'afuna ekidiba n'agwamu.
N'afuna ekidiba
neyesuulamu ekyemanyi.
Tebulaba bana beesuula mu mamotoka n'alaba ekimotoka nga kijja n'abuukayo. Ekimotoka ne kimutomera.
Nakyo kibaawo kale bingi naye nga byebimu byebyo.
Mwe mwali mulowoozezaako okwetta?
Ate nga nze ndowooza ebyokwetta byaki. Nze ebyokwetta mba sirowooza kuba sina kizibu kyonna kisobola kunzigya mu nsi. Sina kizibu.
Kati kyogamba bali abatera okwetta betta lwa bizibu bye bafuna?
Abamu babeera n'ebizibu byabwe. Kati nze nkyali mwana muto sinakunyumirwa kale bulamu bwange, sinakulaba ku bintu ebisinga.
Kati bizibu ki byolowooza nti abantu abasinga bye batera okgira?
Era kisinzira mu nfuna yaabwe ebisinga. Abamu beetooloola obukyayi eri abaagalana baabwe bwe bityo nga beekyayi. Kituufu.
Olowooza ki?
Omu ayinza okweta ku lw'ebirowoozo, omu ne yeeta ku lw'embeera gy'alimu. Tegeera. N'agamba nze mpulira embeera entuddeko. Sina buyambi, sina wentandiikira, kankole kye njagala nkole ki. Nve mu bulamu bw'ensi, omule. Funa ebizibu by'ensi.
Gwe wali olowoozezaako okwetta gwe?
Sina bakirowoozaawo kuba nze obulamu bwange nankabutandiika obunyumirwa.
Wakatandika onyumira obulamu? Onyumira otya obulamu?
Obulamu bwange munyumira kuba ndi buli kye njagala nkyetuusaako.
Kale mwebale nnyo mmaanye. What do you think of people who die of suicide?
She just have a problem in the society. If you just come have a big problem the first of all, don't have the job the first whatever. And then the second one, if you don't have money, just have this styles. What can move? Can let me first get the tank can move. So what I am mugwai nejawo. Nejawo bulamu amanja akivudde kakive mu lumu. Naye wango omufunyi omuyambako. Avuka yabasinga okulowooza endowooza eba tebalina mirimu. Abasinga tebalina mirimu. Ekyokubiri abatalina mulimu talina ssente bapangisa. Landlord aba ne stress ya landlord. Ashagera. Alina okulya balese waka alina omukwanga alina abantu balese waka. Nga bavunanyizibwa bobegataagatta. Ng'olina okwejjawo. Owanga oba oyagala kwejjawo naye nga si kye kyalibadde ekituufu. Ekigendwa ki? Embeera okitegeera. Alina n'omukazi kugamba era byonna sitayiro neegendedde wamu bweti. Kati awo naye nga si solution y'okwetta si eteba solution. Naye singa gavumenti ekwatira wamu gavumenti eyagala abantu, eyagala bannansi, singa ekwatira wamu negamba kati neeyamba abantu ddala abavubuka. Kuba emirimu tegiri mu ggwanga. Omulimu gwaffe ogulaba guliko ssente. Kuliko se fe twakolanga sede kit ewandege naye twavaayo KCC naye gavumenti okugibezaawo gavumenti tetulina bavunanyizibwa naye tuli bavunanyizibwa gyeri tugibezaawo tuddukira eno naye ate omulimu kati guno mulimu singa ebanaga tubongeremu capital avuga tubongeremu capital bafune engeri gye batambuza ekintu kyabwe singa ensi ekulaakulana egenda mu maaso.
Kati gwe oli olowoozezaako kwetta?
Nnyo sigumu sebiri nakirowoozaako ate nga nkyabira mu bazadde.
Kiki ddala ekyakusindiikiriza okulowooza okwetta?
Bingi muzeeyi yagera nanzijjako nenvaako wenatuuka nenzamu ebbali bwe nti neŋŋamba n'okwetta si solution yakuva wa muzeeyi.
Kubuuza muzeeyi yakola ki ddala ekyakusindiikiriza okwetta maali?
Yakola bingi ebyanyiiza. Yakola bingi kale si muzeeyi anzaala kuba muzeeyi wange taliiwo just yayisenga basenga style bwebasiga okukolera nga kamuviire osanga nafuna emmeeme gye ŋŋenda kubanga wano wendira ekyo ekirowoozo ky'okwetta naye nkyejjamu
nti kookole Mukama n'akuyambiraawo obulamu bugende mu maaso.
Obulamu ne bugenda mu maaso okubanga ne mubeezaawo mu ngeri yonna paka kubanga nga wendi.
Kale bambi tweyanziza nnyo ebirowoozo byo bigenda kuyamba abavubuka bangi. Ddala muvubuka ali abadde alowooza okwesaanyaawo biki naye kasita akulaba sitole gy'otugambye wano nti muvubuka yeetaaga okukola.
Okwetta si solution just okukola solution okuggyamu ki ekiri mu ndowooza yo nti okwetta kuba oba wamugasa nnyo eri eggwangayo naye okwetta teba solution batayagala nsi yo kasa wetta.
Eddiini gye nzikiririzaamu ey'Ekisiraamu nga ffenna tukkiriza ekintu kimu si bwe kiri kubanga olulimi lwokale lwakyukamu nti Quran bagiwandiika mu lulimi Oluwalabu, Bayibuli ne bagiwandiika mu lulimi Oluzungu oba Oluganda. Naye nga kyombuuziza ekibuuzo question ebadde nti omuntu okwetta okyogerako ki? Omuntu okwetta ne bw'oba obadde n'ebibi ku nsi oba ofudde obulwadde Katonda asobola okusonyiwa. Naye bw'oba weese bwesi nga wejje mu bulamu bw'ensi Katonda akongerako omusango omulala ogw'okwetta. Kubanga nga kuno ku nsi bagamba okusasamaza abantu si bwe kiri? Oba osasamazizza abantu like ng'omuntu ayeesibyemu omuguwa anywedde obutwa oba weese mwennyini.
Which gender do you think has the highest rate of suicide cases and why?
I think they are the females, the girls, the ladies. Mainly it could be because of relationships sometimes. Then they are literally always disappointed through relationships still. Then you see they get that issue of work, like they're strained, they pass through a lot to get some jobs. So I think sometimes they feel stressed and they get that as an option, like suicide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay. So how do you think you can prevent suicide?
For me, I think we can carry out counseling to help those people who commit suicide. Yeah.
Have you ever thought of committing suicide?
No, I don't.
What do you think about those guys who have that perception of committing suicide? What do you think about them when you hear someone wants to commit suicide?
Maybe disappointment.
Many of them.
Disappointment or ebizibu byawakaye.
Yes.
Yeah. The situation which is at home.
Like what?
You know them.
Like no food, rent.
Yeah.
Maybe violence at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know anyone who has ever thought of committing suicide or has even committed suicide?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So what advice do you give to that young person who is almost whose mind is running towards committing suicide? Like maybe they've been disappointed, or what advice would you give them in case they were here with you?
Bagamba just bebereremu. Yeah. Bebereremu bakole ebibanyumira. Yeah. obulamu just omuntu waba alina kyakukoze, that is not the solution to commit suicide. Yeah. Balina okukola ebintu ebibanyumira, balina obivaako kale.
So ekibuuzo kikino guluza abantu abajjawo obulamu bwabwe bakikola abantu bakwatibwa ennaku oba bakikola kubaako kye bakakasa?
Kakati nze kyensuubira abantu bano oluusi baba balemereddwa obulamu, oluusi nga tebalina buyambi, nga banoonya bayambi, wakati bwanoonya wayambibwa nga talabawo n'agamba kanejjewo nga teri ayamba,
kiganye bulamu buganye,
kiganye. Oluusi omulala n'agamba kanejjewo oba abazadde be basalwa ye nga takifaako, naye nga yaba yeerumiza kuba ebizibu biggwawo nakubitereeza, tebadduka bizibu. Kati bw'ofa gw'oba ofudde, abantu obaleka bagenda mu maaso kuba ensi wagisangawo.
Olowooza ki?
Nze kye ndowooza ku nsonga eyo, oluusi omuntu agenda okwetta nga yanoonyeza obuyambi, yalemereddwa, kati n'asalawo akole ki, afe mu bulamu bw'ensi buno. Naye nze amagezi g'empa oyo oba abantu abeetta, kimu kyokka, kwekwata ku Katonda,
kwekwata ku Mukama. Amiina. Era Mukama yekayamba byonna. So mama, omuntu ali eyo nga ddala ekirowoozo akiyina eky'okuggyawo obulamu bwe, amagezi kiddala gy'osobola omuwa ng'omuntu omukulu?
Kakati nze kyendowooza bakansalazi bano bali badde bayamba abantu ng'abo. Oluusi kati bano abalyoyi b'emyoyo batera okuyita mu bantu eyo ne babagamba, kati abamu ne bagaana, naye omuntu bw'abakkiriza asobola okuyambibwa kuba Mukama kye kiwummulo. Bw'olokoka oba n'ogaa kampumulyeko mu Yesu wano, kati biri byonna ebibadde bikuli ku mutwe ogenda okuwulira nga bikendeera nga bikendeera. Bw'ofuna bakansalazi bano ne bakuyambako, ate ogenda okuwulira ekibadde ekinene ennyo, kuba ogenda okuwulira bw'obuuzaako ku mulala ate n'olaba nga ye alina ekizibu ekinene okusinga ekikyo, kyokka ye nga waali.
Nogamba kati nze ensonga nzijjawo gwejjawo kati olinda waali nnyo.
Kakati kyenva ngamba nti abantu beekwate ku Mukama, yekayamba byonna, kyekiwummulo.
Amiina. Kale tweyanziza nnyo.
Okay, this person talked about dying by suicide. He got those thoughts. I don't know why I had so many problems. But me, what I can advise the viewers and everyone out there, please, when you get the thoughts or when you become depressed or have extreme moods, please reach out to someone or a profession so that you get advice to overcome any problem you're facing in life.
The video that we saw, this person talked about poverty and responsibilities, like being as the reasons for him thinking about dying of suicide. Other times we just tie things on ourselves that are not usual. And responsibilities come to us by ourselves. So you having responsibilities or being poor in the society doesn't mean that you have to choose dying of suicide. So I would seek for them to have where to run to whenever such cases appear to them. So when you talked about having kids, like failing to give the responsibilities to kids, I would think such things are being brought us, they are brought by ourselves, because when you choose to have few kids, there is no way you're going to run in that way. He talked about poverty, but I take poverty to be a normal thing, because when someone is having challenges with the finances, I would choose them to seek for other possible means of how they can solve the problems being faced up with financial issues, like seeking help from other people, or maybe having some financial education to those people who are basically all better in that section.
So he has also talked about poverty as another cause of people wanting to die by suicide. Well, this can be solved, according to my opinion, when you seek for help. You can get a loan and start a small business, or you can even go and learn and gain some skills that can help you to generate more income. And then he also talked about people who die by suicide because they are crazy in love, which is not true. Like, someone being in love is not crazy at all. So I think I sort of disagree with what he said.
So when you look at what these boys have said, you notice that there are things that we don't give so much attention. For example, people who die by suicide through drowning. Like, there are some people who will actually go to swimming pools, or like he's saying, to swamps or any water bodies, and just throw themselves there because they are tired of life. But this is something that a lot of people never talk about as a method of dying by suicide. And then swallowing coins, I don't know, do people still die by suicide? Die because of swallowing coins? I don't know, maybe it happens. And then poison, ropes, those are the common methods. But also we've noticed that one of the reasons why some people do not think about suicide is because they are still young. You know, you're still young and you still have a lot to achieve. You've not yet faced so much of the societal issues. So maybe age also contributes to limiting on the number of people who die by suicide. And then I've come to notice that romantic issues are recurring in the videos. The people who have commented romantic issues, some people die by suicide because of romantic issues. Maybe youth need to find ways of getting mentors who are married couples who have been together for so long and seek relationship advice, because I don't think really a relationship would make you want to die. Like, yes, it might happen, but really, mentorship would be a better solution. Yeah.
Well, to add on her point about swallowing metal and stuff, I've ever heard of a scenario where someone broke a lizard bread into pieces and added them to their drink and actually drank them down their stomach. So, yeah, it is very possible for someone to die in such a way.
When you look at what those boys have said, you notice that there are things that we really ignore, that actually methods people use to die by suicide. For example, drowning. Some people will go to a swimming pool or will actually look for a swamp to go and drown themselves to death. And this is something that many of us don't talk about in the methods, under the methods, but that gives us a different perspective on the methods people use for dying by suicide. And then had coins. I don't know if people still die by suicide because of coins, or people still die because of swallowing coins. I don't know. Maybe it happens. I am really not sure. And then when you notice, romantic issues have come up a lot in the videos. So many people, so many youth are out there and they are struggling in their relationships, and they end up noticing that, okay, dying by suicide is the solution. Yet we have people who have actually been married 30 years, 40 years, and I'm sure these people also go through the same problems or even more. So I would encourage youth out there to look for mentors, to seek out for those couples that have been together for so long, if they want to get, so as to get a different perspective on what they think of relationships rather than ending their lives. And then you've noticed that I noticed that one of the reasons as to why people do not go through with suicide, or people do not die by suicide, is because of their age. Omwana atugambye wano, for him he's young, he's still starting, he's just starting his life. Why should he end his life? So your age also plays a role in whether people die by suicide or don't. I guess it's because of the different societal issues that come with age. So yeah, that is my opinion on that.
Yeah, according to what we have just seen in the video, it's all about like family being the major cause of people dying of suicide, but that couldn't be like the major solution for that. I would seek that you would choose to move away from the family when they are not giving you that comfort that you wish to have, and choose to have friends. Friends can welcome you and do other things. And also in that religious perspective of it, there are some religions that consider someone dying of suicide as a sin. So religion plays that very important role in always limiting people to die of suicide.
Adding on what he has said about family, sometimes you may not move away. Sometimes people hurt us unknowingly. What if we try talking to maybe my parents and I'm like, the way you talk to me, the names you call me, the way you discourage me, I don't like it. That can also act as a solution. Speak up for what you feel isn't right. Speak up if your family is sort of depressing you. Ask for their support. Ask them to support you and be there for you. That can also act as a solution.
So I think we've noticed that what these last ladies have spoken about is about people being compassionate enough. We are in a very rude and cruel world. Like, people come to you, they want help, and then we again judge them and, give them rude comments. But being compassionate enough to help, or referring someone to a person who can help, would be a better solution to other than you being rude to them. Because some people, when they have sought and sought and sought for help and they haven't been able to get it, that is why they do what? They end up dying by suicide. And then also they mentioned an important aspect, that is seeking comfort in God. It doesn't matter which religion you're in, Muslim, Buddhism, Christianism, whatever religion you're in, we all have one God who created us. So seeking comfort in God is also a solution to some of the problems we face. Yeah. So basing on the so many discussions we've had on suicide prevention, what people think, the methods, I think it's high time we shared the solutions to someone having suicidal thoughts or dying by suicide, or if you know anyone who is at risk. My colleague is going to share those solutions that are really practical, since the theme is creating a hope through action. So these are going to be doable steps, doable things that you can do if you find out that someone you know or someone around you is suicidal, or if you yourself are suicidal, or if the society out there gets to notice anyone who is suicidal. Or yeah, these are some of the solutions that my colleague is going to share.
So if someone reaches out to you and they're like they want to die by suicide, they're tired of their life, first of all, that is considered as an emergency in mental health. So you don't have to leave this person alone, first of all. And then you have to remove all items that can cause harm to them. Sharp objects, anything that you feel like it can cause harm to this person. And then you initiate a conversation with them and ask them questions. If they are willing to open up, you talk to them. If they are not willing, you can get someone they can feel confident with, like counselors. And then you listen actively and do not judge these people. Some people, when someone comes to you and they're like, I want to end my life, I'm tired of life, like someone may end up telling them, just die. Oh, you're a sinner, you're going to go to hell and all that. But first wait about judgment. Listen to these people, do not judge them. And then keep regular contact with them. That is like emotional support. When someone is having emotional support, it is easier for them to cling on to their life and want to live on more. So encourage them to seek professional help from people like counselors, people who offer ITP. And you can also, if you're a believer and you're a Christian, you can go to your pastor. They're very good at counseling. And if you're a Muslim, you can go to your religious leader as well.
So this has been it for our first episode of the Mindful Minute podcast. Follow us on our social media platforms, on our YouTube channel to watch more videos on mental health and different societal issues that affect people mentally. We are going to be doing the Mindful Minute every 2 weeks, so you can always be on the lookout. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Mindbus UG, and you can as well follow us on our social media pages for a lot of more content, more infographics, more quotes in relation to mental health. In case you feel like you would want to call us, partner with us in any way, you can call on the numbers that are running on your screen, or send us an email that is also running on your screen. And yeah, reach out to us. We can be of help. We can come to your workplace, to your school, to your home, and have such a sit down, have such a conversation, and a lot more. Follow us on our social media platforms still for more details on what we do as Mindbus Health Support Uganda. Thank you for watching this episode of the Mindful Minute. See you in 2 weeks.